Sorry, it's been a while since my last video. I've been kind of busy. Baseball food. So baseball has a plethora of traditions. One of those traditions is, of course, the food, the baseball, ballpark food. Not only is food an integral part of the game for baseball fans, but it's an integral part for baseball players as well. Players have been known to chew, but for all intents and purposes, I'm just going to focus on the classic sunflower seeds. So in most dugouts, expect to see the concrete floor absolutely covered in sunflower seed shells. I remember back in my fast pitch playing days, I used to chew sunflower seeds all the time. A thing for people who play the game, I guess. The famous traditional 7th inning stretch song that, where the crowd sings "Take Me Out to the Ball Game" circa 1908. And there are two ballpark foods incorporated in the song, in the lyric, "Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks." So a lot of times when people think of, stadium food, they probably think of peanuts and Cracker Jacks. It's just a staple. It's iconic. Another item, of course, is beer, because it just goes so well with a hot dog. So I don't know, I just feel like baseball and beer kind of go hand in hand. So speaking of hot dogs, do you remember that scene in Field of Dreams when Terrence and Ray are at Fenway Park and Ray asks Terrence what he wants, and Terrence kind of mistakes it for a deeper question, so he kind of goes off a little bit and he goes, no, what do you want? And he points at the food stand. He's like, oh, dog and a beer. I just love that scene because it's just, I don't know, it's such a classic, food and drink pair, and when you go to a stadium, I guess. Not only are hot dogs traditional ballpark food, but different stadiums sometimes, or cities, will have their own version of the classic Chicago style dog. So Chicago style hot dogs typically include mustard relish and all that jazz. If you go to Dodger Stadium, you'll find Dodger dogs, or if you're in Philadelphia, you'll find a Philly dog. Or of course there's the Seattle dog, which happens to include cream cheese and sauteed onions. A lot of stadiums like to kind of make a souvenir out of the food that you get, right? So they'll put ice cream in a commemorative souvenir batting helmet that you can take home, and yeah, become souvenirs, I guess, kind of making it a memorable experience. I once witnessed someone turn an $8 commemorative soda into a soda cup into a $14 cup because he kept going back for the $2 refills or whatever. And then of course, you can't forget about the other classics like garlic fries or soft pretzels or nachos. I love getting nachos at games. Or of course the childhood favorite, cotton candy. So much sugar, pure sugar. Ballpark food just isn't ballpark food without the vendors either. So I can just picture those vendors walking through the aisles with their big coolers, shouting, beer, $7 beer or whatever. It's probably gone up in price. But one last little food for thought, no pun intended, is ballpark food maybe someday catering to alternative food options. So I'm low-key vegan personally, and I am gluten-free and lactose-free, and I used to love stadium food. I still do, but my options are kind of limited. So it would be nice if someday we normalized alternative stadium food options. For example, a month ago or so, I made a homemade Chicago-style hot dog, but I used a gluten-free bun and a vegan sausage. So I don't know, it'd be cool if someday we went to a stadium with people who had certain dietary restrictions or preferences could be able to have a gluten-free soft pretzel. We'll see. Anyway, thanks for watching. I know I'm hungry. I'm sure you guys are now too.